Is there similarities between anti-Semitism and anti-Muslim hate? So is there something deeper to say about hate in general here that is beyond just particularly hate towards Muslims?
Absolutely. Look, in Pittsburgh, the synagogue shooting, the perpetrator particularly targeted that synagogue because
Tree of Life Synagogue.
Tree of Life Synagogue,
11 killed, 6 wounded in 2018.
because he believed that they were taking in Syrian refugees or supporting Syrian Muslim refugees. You think about that. The San Diego synagogue shooting that took place shortly after. He went to a mosque and then he went to a synagogue. Look, the idea of scapegoating minority populations and attributing to them a disproportionate sense of power and a nefarious element where they can't be trusted. And unless we wipe them out, then they're going to wipe us out. Underlies many of the bigotries that exist. I mean, look, after Trump announced his Muslim ban, there was a shooting in Canada, an attack in Canada on a mosque in Quebec, where 6 people were killed. The shooter explicitly said that the reason why he went to that mosque in Quebec and shot dead 6 Muslim worshippers was because he was afraid that because of the ban on Syrian refugees in the United States, they would come to Canada, and he didn't want them to feel welcomed in Canada. So there is a connection. And I think it's when you are able to dehumanize large groups of people and attribute a nefarious element to them, then unfortunately, in a world that's becoming more and more polarized, where people are able to construct their entire worldviews based on an algorithm that their social media caters to, you're going to have some of these attacks happen. And there's going to be an unfortunate connection between them. So what I tell people is that, I think with all of these people that shoot up synagogues and shoot up mosques, and even before that, actually, the Charleston, South Carolina shooting at an AME church, when he went there, he actually said that before he murdered 9 worshipers in that church, he was taken aback by how nice they were to him. He sat there for 2 hours before he turned a gun on many people who were over the age of 80 years old and murdered them in cold blood. So this is what I talk about when I say that as human beings, we have the propensity, unfortunately, to become worse than devils, or we can choose to be angelic when we choose worship and righteousness over ourselves. So that's a spiritual crisis as well, and a crisis of meaning and emptiness, where I think people are willing to inflict great pain on others when they can't make sense of their pain in their own lives.